thanks very much for the very kind birthday greetings that some of you shared over the last few days. I decided in this last 3 or 4 days to just ditch the camera and have a birthday and a few memories that are just stored in the head rather than on the hard drive. I like to capture nice moments in life and, stuff that's going on, but, I also am in a frame of mind these days where I'm becoming less and less inclined to do so. My birthday came and passed with my mum and dad visiting. It's nice to see them and it's nothing to do with them, but any kind of interaction's difficult for me these days, and luckily I've got a relationship with them where I can tell them. Facebook was awash with greetings from old friends and new alike, and that was very nice, but it did have its usual sting in its tail of regular users of the utility just using the power of passive aggression to completely ignore the fact that it's your birthday. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not of such a sort of feeble, self-absorbed state that I feel everybody should say happy birthday, but it's just one of those things that people do. As I say, it's not the self-absorbed notion that gets to me, it's the whole, why the hell are we friends, because everybody gets the notification. If people are regular users, and there just is politics involved in a utility like Facebook that overrides your ability to just think, well, sod that, I'm going to delete them. Life's complicated, but it is a pretty underhand way of showing passive aggressive feelings by just totally blanking my birthday or anyone else's. I'm not the only one, I should say, who feels like this. And I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying. I really don't care, but it does give you yet another snapshot of how passive aggressive some people are. Sure, there are some people who don't use. I managed to accidentally click the stop button there, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just all about really trying to destroy the illusory connections that people have with one another. And I understand that not everybody uses Facebook, but I've been pretty ruthless in the past. Those kind of voyeuristic people who've just got it in their life and they never post or get involved, I generally just get rid of that person because it's pointless. If we're not going to communicate and use it as it's intended, it is just pointless. I've always thought famous people having Facebook and they never actually post for themselves. I don't get it. They've got some PA to do it for them. It's a means where you could actually destroy that illusion of separation between you and your fan base, let's say. But all too often they haven't got a clue what's being said on their social media. I can also understand why they'd avoid it because of the wall-to-wall abuse and hate that people get. I know I saw something the other day, Charlie Dimmock, a very popular gardening show in the late 1990s called Ground Force, where the show would go into a sort of dilapidated garden of somebody who was in trouble, had had shit happen in their life, and they'd do it up for them. And Charlie Dimmock was always famed for her body, and now she's 25 years older. She lost both her parents in the tsunami in 2004 and has suffered terribly due to that, and she's put on quite a large amount of weight, and she's getting all kinds of abuse on posts online because she's now no longer in her 20s and slim. It's just horrible the way people get treated. What's wrong?
I couldn't find you.
Oh, sorry. Oh dear. Bit of a schoolboy error there when we came to the park. My daughter immediately went to a shady part of the sandpit, and I just came and sat in the shade of this tree. It's a hot day, and she couldn't find me. And I remember that awful feeling of getting lost as a kid in a supermarket, and just thinking, oh my God, this is the end of the world. I can't find my parents. But it's kind of sweet seeing how, on the one hand, she's so sort of grown up now, and our relationship's changing as a natural part of the growing up process. But just seeing how close we are in moments like that, I'd never wish her to feel bad, but you can't help but feel good that we are so close. Yeah. But yeah, giving a 50-year-old woman hassle for being overweight and having had some serious shit visitor in her life, it shows how celebrities could want to sort of hang back from social media. But there's no sort of cut and dried way to look at anything in life. But I do feel, on a friendly basis, voyeurs and people who just are friends with you because of it complicated into friendship politics, it sucks. It really does. I wish people would just press delete. Sometimes it would hurt, but I wish they'd press delete rather than maintain the illusion that you're somehow close to that person or friends. I don't know, but I do understand how complicated it is. I just wish I wasn't involved in any of it. It's getting towards September now, and there's a real autumnal feel, even on a warm day like this. And the end of August has some very powerful memories for me, with things that have happened at all sorts of points in my life, and especially recently. And yeah, it's a funny feeling. It's not bad or anything like that, but it's just a strange feeling. And I guess that right back to that feeling of going back to school, you're only taking it on board from a subconscious point of view when you're 5 years old, but it feels very different to what it feels like in high summer. And it's not an uncomfortable feeling, but there's a bit of melancholy attached to it, coming from the most melancholy retrospective soul on earth. But it's a funny feeling, and having a bit of peace in my life with regards to where I live. I'm sort of able to think more about where I am in life now, and yeah, it hurtling towards this point of the year in September. I can actually feel it this year, and I didn't last, and it's strange to say the least. The bottom line is, with life at the moment, that I'm okay with my daughter. It's something biological. It's something that's just programmed into us. I know some people have kids and they don't have feelings for them, don't treat them well, but I don't like to try and manipulate emotionally, try and fast track opinions of what and who I am. But I left the clip of me and my daughter in just to kind of show that connection we've got. I know you guys who watch regularly don't doubt it, but it's a point in my life where I've got very little self-confidence, and I'm not very comfortable in anybody's company, full stop. But as I say, disregard my daughter in that equation. That's just how life is. Oh, please shut up. Such great timing. Yeah, anyway, it's enough. It was I've got used to a kind of new normal, which is just realizing I find life difficult, and only in circumstances and situations where it's either just me or just me and my daughter, I just feel uncomfortable. It's that old thing, isn't it? I never knew what to do with my hands. I didn't know what to do with myself. I just find my whole being, head to toe, I just don't know what to do with myself when I'm in company. Cheers for listening.